So, if the order of the day is change, Matthew Miller has a few modest proposals he'd like to share. You probably know Matt Miller from his writings, his appearances on the show, from his role in the public radio program Left, Right, and Center. He's the center guy, heard Sunday mornings at 6:30 on WNYC. Miller's brand new book is called The Tyranny of Dead Ideas, letting go of the old ways of thinking to unleash a new prosperity. But a warning, some of the old ideas he declares dead might scare you. Our kids will earn more than we do? Dead. Employers should be responsible for health coverage? Dead. Schools are a local matter? Dead. Let's jump in there. Matt Miller, welcome back to WNYC.
Great to be here. Thanks for having me, Brian.
And we'll do big picture as we go along, but let me start with a particular idea that our children will live better than we do. That's an idea that represents hope and belief in progress. That's a big central idea of our country to declare dead.
It is, and no one wants to say that our kids won't live better than we do, but I think if you look at the new research, and that was really what I was trying to do with this book, is to put out there a set of things that we need to rethink. Today, up to 100 million people live in families that are earning less than their parents did at a similar age. Now, that's a stunning fact, and that's before we've had the full economic integration with rising powers like China and India. So I think we have to acknowledge that the rise of the rest of the world, which from humanity's point of view is a wonderful thing, is going to pose real wage stresses for a big chunk of our population. And if we deny that, it doesn't do anyone any good. But if we realize it, we can actually take steps to make life better, even if we're going to have some tougher situation.
We accept it only if it's a zero-sum game, don't we? I mean, does this mean you don't believe in economic growth as a basic economic goal or likelihood?
No, I think we will have economic growth, and I think we'll certainly get past this recession and this crisis that we're in. But when we're on the far side of that, there's still a lot of problems we face, and even if we have economic growth, which we will, it's really skewed. Right now, the top of the income distribution, the most talented and most highly educated, are really getting the lion's share of all the benefits of growth, and tons of people are being left behind. And it's going to take some policy changes to actually make sure that we share the benefits of growth more equitably.
So what do we do on a policy level that's not a form of surrender to decline if we accept that our children won't live better than we do?
Well, one of the things that I think that being in the grip of this dead idea has led us to think wrongly about is that we've overestimated the power of the individual to determine his own economic destiny. That's sort of the classic American myth, which is Horatio Alger or Jay Gatsby in literature. That people can invent themselves and come out of nowhere and through hard work build themselves up. Now, obviously, that's true for a lot of folks in America, but there are forces now at work in the global economy that mean that even hardworking folks are going to end up on tougher times. And that means it doesn't make sense, for example, that your health security and your family's health security is tied to a job that could disappear. For the richest country in the world, that doesn't make sense anymore.
And one of the stats in your book that really struck me, and I don't have it in front of me, but had to do with the social mobility, and that at one point in our history, it was much more likely for someone who came from a lower income family to move up to, an upper middle class income, let's say, than it is today. You know what stat I'm talking about?
Yes, and it's declined enormously because after World War II, there was an extraordinary number of people who were born in the bottom quarter of the income distribution who ended up in the top quarter. And what you see now, depressingly, is that there are a lot of European countries, which we usually think of being these class-ridden feudal societies in terms of their history. They have kids who are born in poor situations have a better chance of rising than they do in America. That should shame us, but it also should be a call to action.